There's a type of pain that doesn't look like pain. It looks like perfection. The picture-perfect life. Great job, a beautiful family, a social media feed that everyone envies. But behind those envious smiles, there could be silently struggling. The truth is, not all pain looks broken. Some of it looks perfect. Welcome back to another episode of Scroll Culture. We love the idea of strength, don't we? Celebrate the person who never complains, who always has it together, who makes us envious of their perfect life. But here's the truth. Sometimes the person you look up to as the strongest is barely holding on. They're smiling in photos, hitting deadlines, making jokes at dinner, and at night they can't sleep because the anxiety never stops. So why do we only take pain seriously when it looks obvious? When you're crying on the floor, people rush to help. But if you're quietly drowning with a smile on your face, no one even notices. That's the problem with high functioning. When you're able to push through and keep going despite struggling mentally, it can be easy to assume that everything's fine. But underneath that high functioning, there's often a lot of pain, and it gets worse. You push through until you burn out. Then what? You've sacrificed your mental health for so long that now your body is giving you an ulcer, migraines, crippling self-doubt, maybe even a panic attack. Suddenly, everyone is concerned. What happened? You have no answer. Even you are confused. You just know you can't stop running. But why don't they speak up? Because success comes with a trap. The higher you climb, the more you feel like you can't show weakness. You're the achiever, the happy one, the one who's always okay. So you keep the mask on because you don't want to burden anyone, or worse, ruin the image that everyone expects from you. Here's the real stigma. We don't just shame mental health struggles, we shame them more when they come from people who seem to have it all. And then comes the other problem. Toxic positivity. You open up to someone and they say, just stay positive. You have so much to be grateful for. Happiness is a choice. Sounds helpful, right? Wrong. Because gratitude doesn't cure depression, and telling someone to cheer up only makes them feel guilty for feeling bad in the first place.
Oh.
So here's the question I want you to think about. Have we turned happiness into a performance instead of a feeling? Have we started measuring joy instead of experiencing it? Look, I'm not going to pretend that everything is fine because it's not. But I am going to challenge you to be part of the solution. No. 1. Stop assuming that happiness equals health. Just because someone looks fine doesn't mean they are? No. 2. Ask better questions. Instead of you're good, right? Try how are you really doing? 3. Normalize therapy, not as a last resort, but as a regular part of life. A therapist isn't a crutch, it's a coach. Mental health isn't a crisis to manage, it's a muscle to maintain. This episode is for everyone struggling in silence, for everyone who feels like they have to hide their pain because their life looks perfect from the outside. You're not weak, you're not alone, and it's okay to ask for help. Thank you for listening. If this episode made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's start a real conversation about the struggles we can't see. And if you're the one fighting a silent battle, you're not weak, you're not alone, and it's okay to ask for help. This is Scroll Culture. Thanks for listening, and remember, strength isn't about hiding the cracks. It's about having the courage to show them.